These countries don't want their own Black people. Now you think they're gonna now accept Black people from some other country that doesn't even speak the language, that has no cultural connection? They know the answer is no. We have two different ways that people can seek refuge. One is through the refugee system. And in the refugee system, you're asking for refuge or for that kind of status outside of the country that you may end up in, right? With the asylum system, you are making it to that country, or, whether it be through the embassy, we've heard of that, right? But you go to the embassy and say, I want asylum. That doesn't happen for Black people. Or you end up in the country itself and you ask for asylum, right? And so when we look at the situation with Haiti, what the administration likes to talk about is this parole program that they've come up with. So when we say you're applying for asylum in Haiti, you're not applying to have asylum in Haiti, but you're in Haiti applying to get asylum and through this parole program to leave Haiti and be able to come to the United States so you can make your asylum claim. First of all, you got to use an app, baby. You got to use the app. So you have to have a phone to get on this app called CBP1. Then it turns out the app, like much of the water system in the airports, it don't recognize Black people. So here you are trying to use this app, which is the only way that you're going to be able to get into this parole process that doesn't recognize your skin, the Haitian person. Then you have to fly into the United States, which means you have to be able to get a passport. How many of the most needing people in Haiti are going to have a passport? When this program came, passports went from $100 to $600 overnight, okay? Then you have to fly and get an airline ticket. You have to have a financial sponsor in the United States that passes a background check. And then when you come into the country, you still are not guaranteed asylum, April. You get 2 years. They're going to let you work. Of course, it takes a year for you to even get that work permit. So you're only going to get 1 year of work. Your family and community has to support you for that year because the government sure is not going to. And then at the end of that year, they could say, you know what, April, sorry, you don't qualify. And it's important to note that because often Haitians do not qualify. In the Sudan, as you indicated, if people want to apply to leave the country, to escape the country, and the US has their passport at the embassy and no one is there at the embassy to give me back my passport so I can get out of here, you've trapped me here. If you are coming through to the Mexico border, you have to apply for asylum in all of the transit countries that have signed on to the Refugee Act, right, and international law. And why it's so terrible, number one, it's against international law. It is against US law. You are allowed to apply for asylum in the country of your choice. You should not be forced to apply for asylum in another country. And this is everyone's got to do this, but for Black migrants, we know the history, April, and the present condition of Black people in those countries. What is the Afro-Argentinian? Are they enjoying? The Afro-Chilean, is it a good time for them? The Afro-Brazilian, the Afro-Honduran, the Garifuna, who are also fleeing, the Afro-Guatemalan, so the Afro-Mexican. These countries don't want their own Black people. Now you think they're gonna now accept Black people from some other country that doesn't even speak the language, that has no cultural connection? They know the answer is no.
What is the easiest thing that you can do right now? You believe that the government, the president, Democrats and Republicans will be on your side with. What is the easiest thing that you think you can do for Black migrants right now?
So for us, we feel like the easiest thing is really to ask them to lean into what they have already seen that they can do. And so my refrain is Ukraine is the standard. Ukraine is the floor. Before 40,000 Ukrainians crossed the border from Mexico into the US, we were told there was not enough personnel to make that happen. But somehow you made it happen there. When we look at United for Ukraine, a program set up to be supportive, why not a Solidarity for Sudan that is based upon the United for Ukraine program? The creativity, the imagination that was put in to see how to solve white suffering. And I say it that way because remember, all the news reports were like, oh, these people are white. They're not African. They're not from the Middle East, right? The way they ran to protect whiteness, they have this, that muscle has been worked, baby. Work that muscle to support and protect Black migrants. And I will add Indigenous migrants, because as you pointed out, they also are suffering. They also are being held back. And when you see, often you'll see Black migrants and Indigenous migrants in some of these conversations, asylum seekers together, I'm talking about the people on the ground, because of the ways in which they deal with, in some cases, similar situations. But, you know, you got to protect Black migrants, do what you did for the Ukrainians. That's a start.